What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for another video. I'm Brandon with N-Phase Games. We have a ton of topics to go through today, and it's just a massive amount of sorcery news, and I wanted to bring some of that news to you guys. If you have not seen everything, been part of the Discords, because there's quite a bit going on right now. So the first thing is that we got the official price point for Dragonlord. It's going to be $59.99. I know that seems high to some people. I'm kind of indifferent about it. I thought it was going to be around that price point. I know that some people were thinking it was going to be higher, but I'm pretty happy with the $59.99 price point. I think that's pretty fair. You're going to get 13 uniques. You're going to get the box, and then you're going to get the foil card that comes in it as well. From what I'm seeing right now with the rumblings online is that this set is going to be limited in some fashion. We don't know how many boxes are going to be created or how many are going to be printed, that kind of thing. But there's rumblings that it's going to be pretty limited. So if you're going to go to Gen Con, I would definitely suggest getting one there. We don't know if there's going to be a limit or anything. I'm going to assume that there's going to be like a limit of 2 or 3 because I know that, people like to have some to play with, some to collect, like keep it sealed. But then again, with sorcery, the foil collecting, you're going to need to get more than one box in order to complete a full foil set, obviously. So I'll be interested to see what kind of limit they put in place for Gen Con, and how much they bring with them. The next huge announcement, absolutely huge, and came kind of out of nowhere for me, but I'm super hyped to see it, is the announcement of sorcery being involved with SCG Con, which is Star City Games Con. So they have 3 events scheduled right now at these conventions, and it's the first time. I think I've heard of it before. I've never attended one. The only real convention since I've gotten into sorcery that I've attended has been Gen Con so far. I've back in my MetaZoo days, I know Collecticon was kind of a big deal, and then when MetaZoo was getting ready to do the Karami set or whatever, they were at the New York Comic Con, and I was thinking about going to that, but I ended up not going. But so far there's 3 events scheduled. There's Houston, Baltimore, and Vegas. Houston is October 17th through the 19th. Baltimore is October 24th through the 26th. And Vegas is November 21st through the 23rd. So the first 2 events, they're back-to-back weekends. So I know that, the likelihood of somebody being able to go to both of those is probably thin. I know some, diehard fans are going to, want to go to all 3 of them, or at least knock out those 2. They're kind of spread out pretty evenly. You got Vegas, West Coast, Baltimore, East Coast, Houston, I guess you can kind of consider in the middle. But I'm going to be trying to go to the Baltimore one. I'm about 90% sure that I'm going to be at that one. I'm not going to be able to go to the Vegas one. I've been to Vegas once, and I don't really want to just have a Vegas trip revolve just around cards. And then the Houston one, I'm not going to be able to do 2 of them in a row. So I'm picking the Baltimore one because it's the closest one to me here in Cincinnati. So all of that being said, it's going to be really interesting to see whether Gothic is out by the time these sets are, or by the time these events take place. I know that they have several events. They're going to have Crossroads events there, and there's going to have different types of events and tournaments, and there's going to be other card games going as well. So I'm super excited to see sorcery being played next to all these other card games. Like, you're going to have your Magic, your Flesh and Blood. I think the NFT type game, Wonders of the First or whatever it's called, is going to be there, and a couple other oddball ones that I've never heard of are going to be there. So it'll be really cool to be playing sorcery next to these other games and showing this convention of people, of possible new players, this amazing game of Sorcery Contested Realm. I said it a million times in some of my other videos. I think sorcery has the best gameplay going right now in a TCG. The art speaks for itself, blah, blah, blah. I can yell it from the mountaintops. It's just going to be great to be at a convention like this and bring new eyes on the product and just get them hooked, because everyone that I've shown Sorcery, you know, they've loved it from the very beginning. Also on sorcerytcg.com, they had an announcement the other day that the Cornerstone Events that they sent out the applications for are starting to pop up on the store, and they highlighted a few. I'm not gonna rattle them off here, but you can go to sorcerytcg.com to get like the highlights of the 5 that are coming up the soonest. And then if you type in Cornerstone in the Play Network, there's a ton of them already. I do have the one in the network for the Cincinnati, Ohio area. Like I said, my LGS is called Thieves Guild Gaming. It's in Newport, Kentucky, and it's scheduled for December 20th. So I got to work out some changes to the information on there. Once I get all that, and once we get closer to the date, I'll start hyping up that event. At the Gen Con event, Jeff Mingus and Ed Beer Jr. are going to be the featured artists at the Sorcery booth, so that's super awesome. And we're getting near to that crunch time. Like everything right now is kind of, you know, leading to like a culmination at Gen Con, and I'm wondering if they're gonna like shadow announce Gothic at Gen Con. Like, it'll be crazy if we could show up and they'll have, you know, Ed Beer Jr. there with the awesome Dragonlord box and the cards out. They'll probably just have like the 3 out that have been spoiled. Like, they don't want to spoil the rest of the set if you're just going to get the box in the next minute or so. So I think they'll have those cards out, and then the Dragonlord box. It would just be absolutely crazy if they have Gothic, you know, there, and they have an announcement for like when it drops and when it'll be in stores, when you can start ordering it, when you can start pre-ordering it, that kind of thing. So we saw in the Rudy video that I mentioned in my last video that, you know, he's talking about some sort of an October sale for Gothic, and with like pre-cons and his play mat. I'm sure he'll have some sort of promo attached to it as well. But if they can do that October release date, if the October, you know, I don't have a calendar in front of me right now, but if it's near the beginning of October, then Gothic will be legal for all of those Star City Games convention tournaments, which will throw a serious wrench into the meta. And it'll just be, it's crazy. New sets are awesome. You know, with Sorcery, we only get 1 a year, and I absolutely love it because you get the time to develop the meta of the previous set. Take your time collecting. You don't have to rush out and get everything day one, although a lot of people, myself included, you know, I'm guilty of it. I want to complete my set as quick as I can and have play sets so I can play around with all the different kinds of cards and deck archetypes, that kind of thing. But with Sorcery, with 1 set a year, you don't have to rush out and do that. But there's nothing like new set, and with what we've seen so far with the Gothic set so far, with all the spoilers, Gothic looks like it's going to be super, super awesome. I did forget to mention as well, for the Star City Games events, they will have a playmat that you can get off of a prize wall that I guess you get tickets for entering tournaments. You take it to the prize wall, and then you can, a number of tickets will get you that playmat. So I'm definitely looking to get one of those. And then they have, I think it's called City of Glass, a new, it's an alt art Gothic card that will be at Star City Games events, and that will be part of a purchased bundle. I did receive word of that in one of the Discords, so I wanted to put that out there as well. I think that's all I got for this video. It's a ton of great news. I'm looking forward to a new set so we can get away from Magoo a little bit. And really looking forward to Gen Con with my friends. We're gonna take a road trip down there, and we're gonna try and win some games and have a bunch of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. See you next time.